Hello everyone, Ken Latham, the design guy, signing in. Alley Events, here's where I was able to make it to today. So I was able to get everything mostly in that we talked about. We were talking about having the wooden trim back up in the gables. I've got that on the front and the back as well. We already had the wooden post on the front porch here. All of the roof porches, or excuse me, all of the main pitches from the front and the rear are a 14-12 pitch, so that does give us more room inside. Then let's take and spin this around. And if we zoom in here, you can see that I did get this porch put back in. I went ahead and did a shed roof as opposed to an A roof. If I did an A roof, that rain's going to come off and hit those steps. So I did the shed roof, that way the rain can run down there and then just run outside the porch and whoever's coming in can stay drier. Okay, let's swing back around here a little bit more. Again, you can see the wooden trim up in the gables. And being we were losing some windows, I went back in. Don't know if you'll like this or not, but I did add a skylight into it. Now, and where that's going to be, let's go back to the floor plan, or I'm going to jump to the floor plan for just a moment. Is right here in this area. This is the skylight. You can just barely see those gray lines. That's going to be the skylight. Just a little 2x2. That's going to bring a ton of light in, and means we don't have the windows. That'll help make up for it. And that light, of course, can spread over into the pantry. It'll come back down into the office, and of course it's going to light up that entire coffee and wine bar area. So you can let me know your thoughts on that. And I did get that coffee and wine bar in, so I do have that ice maker and the under cabinet wine refrigerator that we talked about. Jump back to 3D and zoom back out just a little bit. So I've got the screen porch on, and one of the things that I did do, being the porch here was already masonry, it was just strange having a salt treated deck tying into that masonry. So I went back in and put that in as being masonry and with the concrete on top of it there. And as we were talking about, you have the door, so that way you can come out of the house to get into the screen porch, and then you can come out of this door to get out from out of the screen porch onto the porch, or you can come out of the family room onto the patio, which may be a grilling area. And then of course that's going to lead down to where you're talking about wanting to do your hardscaping. Then that's the window we talked about. Again, remember, this is not the same plan that we looked at earlier, so watch as you're going through and see if you see anything that I have overlooked. I think I have it all. I ended up raising up the roof here. I thought it was important to keep that. So we've got a lot of things going on in the back that look good. And depending, I have not done the ceiling any higher inside the family room yet for the vault that we were talking about doing in there, but I'll get that done. And then swinging that back around, and that's a view you won't be able to see unless you go through with a helicopter. Alright, from there, let's look down into the floor plan itself. So, as we get into this here, we had talked about having the sink in here, a place for the refrigerator, and I did mark the refrigerator to have an electrical outlet for it, just to be that sure the builder does not miss that as he's going through. He most likely wouldn't, but just note that to be sure. I did go ahead and put the cubbies in. May not be the exact style you're looking for, but just to give you an idea of what we were looking at. And again, we moved that laundry area and did a smaller powder room. This would still be your closet, and then your office space here. And that office space does have that outside door, and we were just talking about that roof a moment ago. Then we also came back in and we talked about making this the pantry. So I'm planning on putting 5 16-inch shelves in. As of right now, I'm only showing one. When we look at the coffee bar area, you can see where I've got the wine refrigerator, the ice maker, and then the sink. These cabinets probably wouldn't be white, sorry about that. They're going to end up being whatever you use for the rest of the house, so they would match up. So everything's the same as what we looked at earlier there. And we do have this gas stove in, just like we had talked about with the dual ovens. And of course we're going to have the super sucker vent up here. This is not showing the soffits as of right now. I have not put those in, but we're going to have soffits that are going to run through here just like what we talked about. From there, we'd end up just dropping the ceiling in that bathroom and dropping the ceiling in this closet. Being they're 9-foot ceilings, nobody will ever notice it. So that way that vent could actually just run straight up, over, and out, or for the office. Then you'll also see I did get your stone in where we were talking about putting the stone in for that fireplace. That's probably not the mantle you want. We can work on that. But there's a stone on that fireplace. So I think I've got everything covered there. Let's jump up to the second floor. And again, you can see we've got the one window that we need for that bedroom. Here's that skylight that we talked about. And let me fix this. I have not changed this. Sorry about that. That bathroom goes away. That door goes away. These shelves would run all the way down, so that closet will be as large as possible. Whew, that was hard moving those. Okay. Then this is the vaulted ceiling with the wood trim onto it. The flat portion of it I've just got cut out right now where we can see through it. I have not raised this up like we had talked about. I will work on that. And then this is where we took what used to be the loft area. Bear with me one second. Let me get rid of these shadows. We don't need those going on. So when you come up the steps, we've got the closed foyer area, which also will make it easier if you're not using that upstairs to be able to shut that off fairly easy, only heat that small area. Then the loft area that was here is now the bedroom, just like what we had talked about. And then with that, we've got the closet. And what I'm looking at doing is actually putting maybe 5 rows of shelves right behind that door, and the same thing on the other side, because we're not going to have a room to hang clothes, being they're going to be out 2 foot, and a shelf is only going to be 12 inches deep, so that would work. And goodness sakes, we've got plenty of shelf going around without hurting by having those. Those could be shoe racks, they can just be clothes racks, whatever we want to have. And then we also have the bathroom, just as we had talked about as well. Then from there, this is the unfinished storage room that we were talking about. So very good. I'm still going to work to get that PDF out to you tonight. So this is Ken Latham, the design guy, signing off. Y'all have a great weekend. I'll talk to you later. Bye now.